The air is tense as a woman stands on stage declaring, "I'd like to call up one person to support me." Clearly, she's in a bit of a pickle and is looking for some backup. The spotlight falls on her, a blonde woman with glasses, dressed in a modest gray outfit. She's visibly anxious, as if she's been caught in the spotlight at the worst possible moment. An older gentleman with a distinguished mustache and wild gray hair, sporting a monocle, leans in and asks, "Who is that?" His curiosity is piqued by the unfolding drama. The camera zooms in on the woman's face, revealing her nervousness as she begins to speak again, her lips parted with a hint of anxiety. She finally spills the beans, saying, "The co-author of this thesis," leaving the audience hanging for just a moment longer. A close-up of her hand shows her finger pointing, shaking ever so slightly, as if the weight of the world rests on that gesture. She continues with a bit more confidence, "The student over there, Baek-yuseol." The room seems to hold its breath as all eyes turn towards this Baek-yuseol. From the woman's perspective, we see a young man, seated among the audience, who is none other than Baek-yuseol. He stands out in his blue blazer with golden trim, looking as surprised as everyone else. The camera cuts to a close-up of a perplexed audience member, who simply utters, "Huh," encapsulating the general sentiment of the room. Baek-yuseol himself is caught in a moment of shock, his mouth agape, as he internally screams, "I'm the co-author?" It's as if someone just dropped a bombshell on him. The thought echoes in his mind, as the world around him seems to fade into a blur, leaving him to process this unexpected. The atmosphere is charged with curiosity as a young student steps into the spotlight. The crowd whispers in astonishment, "No way! A young student?" But one individual seems unfazed, claiming, "But that doesn't really change much." Meanwhile, an older gentleman with a handlebar mustache and spectacles gleams with excitement. "Oh ho! I'm excited about this." As the student confidently descends the grand staircase, their attire suggests they belong to a prestigious institution, with a crisp suit featuring a blue and yellow trim. The sound of their footsteps echoes through the hall, hinting at an impending encounter. The young student finally comes face to face with a mysterious figure, both dressed in similar attire, suggesting a shared affiliation. The tension mounts as they stand opposite each other, a sense of confrontation hanging in the air. The tension reaches a peak as the student and the mysterious figure stand at the ready. The air crackles with energy, hinting at an imminent magical display. Suddenly, vibrant purple and blue energy begins to manifest. It's as though the very air around them is alive with magic. The student remains composed as the swirling energy begins to take form. In a swift motion, the student grasps the magical energy with determination. It's clear that a powerful artifact is in play, as the focus shifts to the object's activation. A dazzling frame appears, announcing the activation of the artifact, Resentment-Filled Branch Special. Tsk, how rude. Our dark-haired character seems to have encountered some impolite behavior. Who's the culprit this time? The scene cuts to a young man with brown hair and sharp golden eyes. He's looking pretty smug, as if he's just pulled off something clever. Nice, it worked. The young man is feeling quite accomplished. Whatever he did seems to have gone just as planned. With a confident step, the young man approaches the crowd, his shoes making a statement as they hit the floor. He stands before an audience, his back straight and his uniform sharp. The crowd watches, eager to see what he'll do next. Our young protagonist expresses interest in understanding Professor Meisen's perspective, hinting at some intellectual curiosity. Professor Meisen, with his wild hair and wise expression, offers a pearl of wisdom about seeing being better than hearing. The professor suggests a challenging task that involves solving a complex technique at the same time, throwing down the gauntlet. The young man, his face now obscured, seems ready to take on the challenge, his expression one of eager determination. The crowd murmurs about a competition between the professor and the assistant professor. This is going to be interesting. A female character nervously approaches Yuseol, the young man, as the tension in the room builds. Something big is about to go down. In a suspenseful moment, our blonde-haired assistant professor gets grilled with the million-dollar question, "Do you not trust me?" With some hesitation and a dash of panic, she blurts out her reassurance, "No, I do." As if under a spell, the assistant hears the comforting words, Trust me, I trust you, urging her to believe in her own abilities. Confidence begins to bubble up. With renewed determination, our assistant professor reflects on the support she's received. Her expression shifts as she acknowledges that Useol is right. Time to trust in herself. She ties her hair back, a sign that she's ready to tackle whatever challenge lies ahead. Her focus is on everything she has accomplished up to this point. As she faces a new character, the atmosphere is charged with anticipation. The assistant professor is ready to start what promises to... In our magical tale, we catch sight of a mysterious character with long flowing hair and sharp attire, possibly a professor, as someone calls out to him, "Professor Mason." Who is this Professor Mason, and what secrets does he hold? A bright flash interrupts the scene, leaving us on the edge of our seats as if something magical is about to unfold. Welcome to the world of Magic Academy's Genius Blunder, where page 52 promises a dive into mystical adventures. The random sequence convergence technique, a term that already sounds like a spellbinding enigma, sets the stage for our tale. Let's travel back 300 years to when an alchemist claimed, "I've found an astounding technique that can explain this formula." The intrigue deepens. Yet, fate had other plans for our ancient alchemist, who met an untimely demise, turning this formula into a legendary mystery. A haunting red light fills the scene, reminding us that many have tried and failed to conquer this elusive formula. Even with numerous attempts, the formula remains unsolved, casting a shadow over the alchemical world. Stepping into the unknown, footprints lead us forward, as if inviting someone brave enough to tackle the mystery. The formula, now deemed impossible to solve, still beckons to those daring enough to try. And here we have a bold proclamation. Someone dares to solve the random sequence convergence technique. Who could this daring individual be? Standing in a room with an air of mystery, a mysterious figure remarks, "How interesting." This figure, who we come to know as Captain Kane, is associated with the New Moon Great Tower, leading the 13th Destructive Assassination Corps. Next to Captain Kane stands Vice Captain Hazen Macaron, who yawns with disinterest, expressing her boredom to death while doubting the significance of their mission. She wonders aloud if the professor they're dealing with is truly a dark demonic human. As they stand side by side, they are seemingly invisible to others, pondering over the smell of cigarettes. Their mission seems to be hitting a roadblock as they consider it a miss, adding to the tension. Hazen is still visibly skeptical, questioning her captain's blind faith in an old man's words, which raises eyebrows and hints at underlying conflicts within their mission strategy. The tension between the two characters is palpable as Hazen's eyes widen with a questioning while Captain Kane looks on. A sense of unease is in the air, yet the air in the hall feels different, almost like the mood has changed, as if something significant just happened. The first dilemma has been tackled, and by the looks of it, someone solved it with a touch of flair. A distinguished old professor, with his iconic glasses and mustache, seems to be pondering the result, mumbling about a similar yet unique solution. As cryptic symbols swirl in the background, a thought bubbles up about a slightly varied approach to the solution. However, the assistant professor's method seems to shine brighter, being both clearer and simpler than the previous one. The next challenge is presented, and it appears to be a head-scratcher, dubbed the second dilemma. Two determined figures stand at the ready, chalk in hand, poised to tackle this new problem. Someone in the crowd can't help but express surprise, almost like they've seen a magic trick. A character reflects on past experiences, noting they've never seen the second dilemma solved in such an unexpected way. To everyone's shock, a problem that usually takes 200 lines is wrapped up in just 12. Talk about efficiency. A young woman stands confidently, chalk in hand, having just pulled off the academic equivalent of a mic drop. Everyone's reaction is good, says our confident young man, as he stands with an air of triumph. He's got that bring it on vibe, and it's clear something big is brewing. But well, the real deal starts now. He's ready to take on a challenge that's been looming over them like a bad haircut. Currently, we're crossing the third dilemma. Yep, that's right, the third one. Sounds like they've been through quite a few brain teasers already. Two others, one with a blonde ponytail and another with sleek glasses, are caught in deep concentration. The tension in the room could be cut with a spork. Can the third dilemma, which has never been solved until now, be solved here? This is the million-dollar question, folks. The scene shifts to focus on more cryptic symbols and a sense of urgency. The stakes are high, and everyone's eyes are glued to the unfolding mystery. The elder gentleman, with quite the mustache and an expression of disbelief, is on the edge of his seat. "Oh my," he exclaims, questioning if the unsolved... Impressive, right? Professor Mason has cracked the third dilemma, a feat considered impossible by many. But wait, there's more. The mystery of how Assistant Professor Altalicia managed to achieve something even more mind-blowing is the buzz in the room. People are left pondering, what exactly did Altalicia pull off? The intrigue thickens. As the scene shifts to a character's intense expression, the question looms larger. Just how did she solve it? The suspense is building. Curiosity peaks with, how did she think of approaching it like that? The method behind the magic is still a mystery. Our blurred-faced character is in disbelief, literally can't believe what just happened, even though they're witnessing it. It's like seeing a unicorn. Reflecting on the history, previous alchemists have always treated these 5 dilemmas as separate issues. What a way to keep things compartmentalized. But then, Altalicia comes along, flipping the script. She sees them as interconnected, solving the entire puzzle in one fell swoop. Talk about thinking outside the box. Her silhouette against a backdrop of mystical symbols, it's clear she's the real deal. Solving all dilemmas together? That's next-level genius. Altalicia's got the moves, making a significant difference compared to Professor Mason. Not that Mason's any slouch. He's still working on it. Someone's chalking up solutions on a board. The grind never stops, and neither does the pursuit of knowledge. Keep those brain gears turning. All of a sudden, darkness envelops the scene, leaving us hanging amidst the swirling backdrop. A mysterious character is seen with their face blurred, deep in contemplation, asking, "Wait, what was the ending of this part?" Clearly, they're in the middle of a mind-bending puzzle, trying to piece together an enigma. The scene shifts to a chalkboard, filled with mysterious symbols and writings, as if it holds the secrets of the universe. Our protagonist is frazzled, realizing there's no more room to add their groundbreaking thoughts. Frustration hits a peak as the character exclaims, "Shit, is there no more space left on the chalkboard?" It's a classic case of a genius running out of paper mid-epiphany. With a dramatic flair, the mysterious figure demands, "Bring me a new chalkboard." Because when you're on a roll, you can't let a little thing like space stop you. The pace picks up as the character, caught up in their genius frenzy, shouts, "Hurry, I'm done." It's the moment when the weight of their revelation hits, yet there's an urgency in their voice. Suddenly, there's a close-up of the character's eyes, as if something significant is about to unfold. It's the calm before the storm. The mysterious character's eyes widen, capturing a moment of realization, or perhaps the brink of a breakthrough. From their perspective, the scene shifts to a new character, a blonde, poised and ready, as if stepping into the spotlight for the grand reveal. The blonde character stands confidently, chalk in hand, ready to take over where the previous left off. It's a passing of the torch, or maybe the chalk. A blinding light fills the frame, signaling a shift in the narrative, perhaps the dawn of a new understanding. The blonde character, now in focus, declares, "What you see right now," hinting at a revelation that will change everything. With the backdrop of a grand hall, this new character stands tall, commanding the room, as if they're about to drop some serious knowledge. The final punchline hits, is the complete theoretical understanding of the random sequence convergence technique. Mic drop. The scene opens with a mysterious figure standing in front of a grandiose hall. Their back is turned, and the light creates a captivating aura around them. It's as if they're on the brink of something monumental. The audience below consists of shadowy figures, adding to the mystery and grandeur of the setting. The anticipation in the air is palpable. A close-up reveals a character, seemingly awestruck, whispering under their breath, "Holy." The suspense is building up, folks. Things are getting wild as someone shouts, "Holy shit! This is crazy." The excitement is ramping up, and you can feel the electricity in the air. We see 2 figures amidst the chaos. Their expressions are a mix of disbelief and awe. It's a moment of realization and triumph for them. "In witnessing such a historic moment," one exclaims. The air is thick with amazement as someone else chimes in, "Oh, this is amazing. truly a moment for the history books. As the camera focuses on the blonde character, the excitement continues to build. Their face is not visible, but their presence is unmistakable. The figure in the long coat, clutching it with a sense of achievement, declares, "I did it." This marks a pivotal moment in the unfolding drama. A serene, almost celestial ambience envelops the scene, suggesting a transition or a resolution. A male character, expressing gratitude, says, "Thank you, Yusil." His face is blurred, but his suit and tie suggest he's someone of significance. He continues, "It's thanks to you," emphasizing the importance of Yusil in the unfolding events. A mysterious voice echoes Altalicia, hinting at deeper connections or revelations. Finally, we see a close-up of the blonde character, now revealed, with bright eyes and a slight smile. The name Altalicia resonates, promising more mysteries to unravel. The voice repeats, "Altalicia," leaving us hanging with curiosity about what it signifies. In a swirling purple haze, an enigmatic figure stands, murmuring the name Talicia with a sense of longing or perhaps foreboding. The atmosphere is thick with intrigue, as purple shades dance around, adding an air of mystique to the scene. The tension escalates as a tall, graceful woman appears amidst the chaos, her silhouette defined against the swirling purple backdrop. Her demeanor suggests authority, leaving us to wonder about her role in this unfolding drama. The scene shifts as a blonde-haired individual dressed in a modest outfit turns with a hint of surprise, voicing a single word, "Professor?" The question hangs in the air, adding another layer of mystery and anticipation to the narrative. The page is left with an air of suspense, focusing on the individual's clenched fist, suggesting determination or perhaps uncertainty in the face of the unfolding events. Finally, a page reminding readers of the source of this captivating tale, urging them to stay tuned for more twists and turns in this mysterious saga. In the heat of the moment, someone is sweating bullets, clearly caught off guard by the craziness unfolding around them. Their expressions say it all. Holy shit, this is crazy. Clearly, whatever just happened is blowing minds left and right. Amidst all the hoopla, we spot two figures standing next to chalkboards, looking like they're taking part in a high-stakes academic showdown. But it's more than just nerdy vibes here. The air is thick with history in the making. One of the characters, Altalicia, seems to be having a realization of epic proportions. "I did it," she exclaims, a mixture of pride and disbelief washing over her face. It's like she's just achieved something she never thought possible. Gratitude fills the air as Altalicia reflects on the support she received with a heartfelt "Thank you, Yusil." Clearly, this isn't just her victory alone. There's a whole team spirit going on here. The scene shifts to a young man whose face is obscured, wearing a snazzy outfit, as acknowledging the role someone else played in this epic win, saying, "It's thanks to you." Talk about giving credit where it's due. As the moment draws to a close, we hear a whispering chant of Altalicia, echoing softly. It's like her name is the key to unlocking some deeper meaning. The air is a mix of mystery and purple smoke, as a shadowy figure steps forward, uttering the name Talicia. A young blonde stands amidst the chaos, seemingly searching for answers, calling out, "Professor?" Footsteps echo, heightening the tension and anticipation in the air. A heated confrontation unfolds between two individuals. Accusations of stolen work hit hard. With emotions flaring, the accused is pressed about his satisfaction in this deceitful act. The young blonde and her companion face the scene together. Whoa, things are getting intense. Someone is undergoing some serious dark demonification, and it's happening at lightning speed. But hey, whoever's observing seems to think it's a good thing, or at least it's good for them. They're worried about what might happen if this transformation completes in public. Amidst the swirling energy, a name echoes through the chaos. It's like a dramatic soap opera, but with a supernatural twist. Suddenly, a figure appears amidst the purple haze, looking sharp in a well-fitted suit. The name Talicia is repeated as if trying to remember something important. The scene shifts, and we get a close-up of a woman with striking purple hair and glasses, staring wide-eyed at the mysterious events unfolding. It's like she's witnessing a plot twist of epic proportions. A determined young woman with blonde hair steps forward, clearly having none of this nonsense. She seems to be caught up in some academic drama, clutching her coat with a fierce resolve. Her voice rises, commanding attention, Stop and acknowledge it, she demands. You can almost hear the record scratch as the room pauses to listen. She's on a roll now, confronting someone over a stolen thesis. My thesis is better than yours, she declares, leaving no room for argument. Her frustration bubbles over as she questions how many more of her theses must be stolen before the culprit is satisfied. She's not playing around. Meanwhile, two onlookers in suits are piecing things together. So that red potion thesis from earlier was that TA's, one asks, the puzzle pieces falling into place. With a knowing nod, the other responds, no wonder, as if they've just solved a great mystery. Looks like there's more to this story than meets the eye. The air is thick with tension as a young woman clutches her chest, calling out Professor in a shaky voice. It's clear that emotions are running high, and whatever's happening is making her sweat bullets. With an explosive burst, she cries out, "You're stupider than me," a bold statement that might just leave everyone in the room stunned. Her face is flushed with anger, and she's practically vibrating with intensity. Her fists clenched tightly against her chest. The young woman's emotions are palpable. It's like she's trying to hold herself together as the drama unfolds. A young man in a sharp, blue-trimmed suit stands nearby, his expression suggesting he's seen enough. His posture is casual, almost as if he's used to such outbursts. An onlooker, a girl with vivid orange eyes and auburn hair, watches the scene unfold. Her gaze is fixed on the drama, her expression a mix of surprise and curiosity. A blurred figure stands in what appears to be a position of authority, suggesting the presence of the professor. The tension in the room is palpable. A gentleman with a grand mustache and glasses seems to find the whole scenario hilarious. He begins to chuckle, his laughter echoing through the hall. The gentleman's laughter escalates, reaching a crescendo of "Kah!" His amusement is infectious, though perhaps not appreciated by everyone present. With his arms crossed confidently, the gentleman seems thoroughly entertained by the conference. His presence is commanding, and he's clearly enjoying the show. The blurred professor reacts, perhaps sarcastically, commenting that the conference was truly fun. It's a moment of irony amidst the chaos. The professor's blurred face shows signs of distress as they mutter "Hawk" in response to the unexpected turn of events. Whoa, what have I? The scene opens with a character in utter disbelief, staring at their own hands as if they've just done something unimaginable. The suspense is real, folks. That was dangerous. Our perplexed character acknowledges the perilous situation they've just managed to escape from. Phew, talk about a close call. Altalicia, you dare. Things get heated as the character calls out Altalicia, evidently not too pleased with whatever shenanigans just went down. Walking towards someone with a mixture of urgency and frustration, the suited character seems to be confronting a young woman who's visibly frightened. This ain't a friendly chat, that's for sure. Professor Mason, the name-drop moment. Professor Mason enters the scene, adding another layer to this mysterious tension. Who are you, Professor Mason? Stop and read the room. A wise observation from one of the characters, suggesting maybe someone isn't quite catching on to the gravity of the situation. Our character seems to be deep in thought, or possibly regret, as they stare off into the distance. What could be going through their mind? The character continues to ponder, their expression a mix of concern and contemplation. This looks like a moment of reckoning. A scene shift, with the character now seemingly facing something daunting, as the background fades into a bright, almost overwhelming light. The tension builds as the character stands firm, but what exactly are they gearing up for? Silhouettes of mysterious figures loom in the background, casting a shadow over the scene. Things just got a whole lot spookier. A new face enters, an older gentleman with wild gray hair and glasses, seemingly surprised by the unfolding events. Who's this guy, and what's his role in all this? Another new character appears, a young man with slicked-back brown hair and a serious expression. He's not here for fun and games, that's for sure. Whoa, hold your horses. Someone's clearly in denial here, shouting "no." The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Things are getting spicy. A determined voice insists, "I said no." Looks like someone's not backing down without a fight. Drama alert. Someone's throwing shade, accusing another of stealing their thesis. Talk about a serious academic showdown. With a blurred face but crystal clear intent, Someone clutches their chest, stunned by the accusation. A fancy necklace and a sharp suit add to the mystery. Commands are flying as someone authoritatively says, "Drag her out. It's eviction time," in the heated courtroom. Meet the silver-haired gentleman, looking sharp with his glasses and suit. He agrees with a simple nod. Yes, ready to follow orders. The plot thickens. A distressed character is being held, protesting their innocence with a desperate "No, I'm not at fault." Despite their pleas, they're being escorted out by two firm-looking individuals. The struggle is real. Two women watch the spectacle unfold, one with blue hair and a calm demeanor. The other with red hair seems intrigued. The drama continues. The scene shifts as another character appears, looking vulnerable and overwhelmed. The situation's got them down. A gentle escapes as they sit on the floor, clearly affected by the intense events that just transpired. An outstretched hand offers help, and we meet Altalicia, a young woman with blonde hair and gray eyes. She seems grateful for the gesture. Reassurance comes in the form of kind words. "Altalicia, good work today." Someone acknowledges her efforts amidst the chaos. The scene unfolds with a charismatic young man, all decked out in a sharp academy uniform, reaching out with a smile that could melt glaciers. His vibe is all about charm, as he seems to be making a friendly offer or perhaps showcasing his slick moves. The spotlight shifts to a spirited young lady, her eyes wide open with excitement. She's rocking a confident look, clearly vibing with whatever the young man just laid out. Her grin says it all. She's ready to dive into whatever magical shenanigans are coming her way. A breathtaking view of the Magic Academy's exterior takes center stage, with its golden dome glistening under the night sky. It's a place that screams magic happens here, and you can almost feel the enchantment in the air. The conversation takes a twist as the words "in the choir," so it was a dud in the end, echo through the scene. Looks like something didn't quite hit the mark, and there's a hint of disappointment in the air. Two figures appear, one with a blurred face, but the other is a young woman sporting a dark outfit. They're talking about some emotional stuff and signs that didn't add up, like trying to find clues in a mystery novel. The dude with the silky black hair, looking all mysterious, chimes in. He's saying something about sensors not picking up any dark demon vibes. Seems like the New Moon Great Tower's psychometry isn't perfect. Our bright-eyed commentator with fiery orange peepers is clearly throwing some shade. Anyway, so that kid who is the co-author is a high schooler? A group of folks is buzzing with curiosity, surrounding a young lad in a fancy suit. Hes quite cute, don't you think? Our orange-eyed girl seems to have taken a liking to the high schooler, while her tall, dark-haired companion seems less impressed. Did you investigate him? She's curious if her friend has done some digging about the mysterious high schooler. Yeah, I just received contact from Mettler. Her investigations have borne fruit, and she's got some juicy info to share. His hometown was ruined by dark demonic humans before coming to Stella. He's a commoner, but he's defying expectations in a big way. His grades are super low, but he's in the S class? Turns out, despite his academic woes, he's hanging with the big leagues. Not to mention, while attending the world's greatest magic academy, he doesn't use magic. He's a peculiar case, all right? He's unique in several ways, and he even asked for his name to be removed from articles today. This kid is keeping things low-key. I see. He'll remember, but before he can finish, something catches him off guard, leaving him wide-eyed and speechless. A dramatic pause as the scene cuts to a close-up of his eye, capturing a moment of shock or realization. In the midst of a bustling crowd, under the glow of city lights, a young boy with striking brown hair and golden eyes catches our attention. He stands surrounded by shadowy figures, his presence stirring whispers among the cloaked individuals. A close-up shot reveals the intricate details of the cloaked figures' robes, their identities concealed in shadows. The atmosphere is tense, with a hint of something mystical in the air. Our protagonist, with his captivating golden eyes, seems unfazed by the mysterious crowd. There's something about him that hints at a deeper story, perhaps a secret yet to be unveiled. His expression shifts from calm to slightly surprised, as if he's just noticed something or someone unexpected in the crowd. The text reveals a thought bubble. Did we just make eye contact? suggesting an unanticipated connection amidst the throng of people. Another character, with long dark hair tied back, questions the possibility of being noticed, her voice laced with disbelief. A response follows swiftly. What? No way. This denial suggests confidence in their concealment abilities, yet uncertainty lingers. The character goes on to assert the improbability of their magical concealment being penetrated, emphasizing their skills in recognition resistance magic and shadow shield formation. With a confident tone, the character insists, "You must be mistaken," trying to convince themselves of their own invincibility. Silence follows as the scene focuses on the serious expression of the dark-haired character, reflecting the gravity of the situation. The young boy, now more amused than surprised, seems to be enjoying. Under the golden glow of street lamps, two figures, wrapped in dark coats, decide they've had enough. One suggests they leave. Their business here is done. They stroll away, hand in hand, leaving the scene behind. Walking away, the duo expresses relief. One of them is sick and tired of this boring place. Their steps echo the sentiment of wanting to ditch the dullness. The scene transitions to an opulent carriage, waiting to whisk them away. Its plush red interior suggests a ride fit for royalty, or perhaps just someone with a taste for luxury. The mood shifts, a mysterious aura fills the air. Ashes or dust particles float, hinting at something ominous. A close-up of lips, a hand bites a finger, tension mounts. An outburst of frustration, shit, echoes through a dimly lit room. The source of the anger comes from a character consumed by rage. An unknown character, dressed sharply in a blue ensemble, is visibly upset. The cause of their distress? Humiliation at the hands of Baek Yusol. As if the heat wasn't enough, Maisen's mind races. Thoughts of revenge, perhaps? But a voice interrupts, urging calm. Maisen's name is mentioned. Layden, the interrupter, sits with a book, his demeanor calm, contrasting Maisen's agitation. The tension in the room is palpable. Shock hits Maisen like a ton of bricks. Recognition dawns. Yayu, Layden? The revelation shakes Maisen to the core. Layden's face is obscured, but his presence commands attention, his role in this drama still unclear. Layden's words cut through the tension, pointing out Maisen's mistake. An accident. The plot thickens as past the sun is setting, casting a golden glow on a fancy carriage rolling smoothly down the street. It's the kind of ride that screams, "I've got places to be and important things to do." Inside, the vibe is a bit more stressed. A character, biting their nail like it's a chew toy, is clearly not having the best day. They're muttering curses and laying blame on someone named Baek Yusol for their current mess. Just when they're about to lose it, a voice cuts through the tension, telling them to calm down. The speaker? Someone named Layden, who seems to have a way with words and a knack for making dramatic entrances. The room goes still as Layden, with an air of authority and a book in hand, informs the tense character that they've caused an accident. Yikes, talk about adding. "This isn't an accident," exclaims a figure clutching a book, as if unraveling a mystery. It was almost a revelation as tension fills the air. A woman, dressed in a sharp suit with a blue pendant, appears anxious, realizing the stakes. Danger looms, as another warns about the risk of emotions spiraling out of control, referencing a suppression that saved their plans. A shadowy figure with purple hair and a stern demeanor underscores the gravity of the situation. The woman stands speechless, caught in a moment of reflection and apology. I apologize," she finally says, but the apology seems to fall flat. "You think this can be swept under the rug with a mere apology?" The purple-haired figure's voice is dripping with disappointment. The order leader is very disappointed, and it feels like the end of the line for the woman. A character is frantically trying to convince someone of their ability to cover up an incident, boasting about their connections in the plagiarism discussion meeting team. Clearly, someone is in a pickle and trying to wiggle out of it. The conversation gets heated as the character insists the incident can be covered up. This person is desperate, clutching at straws to avoid the looming consequences. However, the plea falls on deaf ears as a stern voice cuts through, telling them to shut up and stay still. "Someone's not here for any nonsense, huh?" The stern character lays it out bluntly. The best thing the desperate one can do is keep their head down. It's a clear message to stop acting out and just blend in. The focus shifts to the stern character's intense gaze, a clear indicator that they're not to be messed with. This person's eyes could pierce through steel. With an assertive "got it," the stern character ensures that their message hits home. It's clear who's calling the shots here. The stern character continues, instructing the other to stay quiet until orders come from the order leader. Sounds like a hierarchy is in play, and this isn't the time to step out of line. The scene reveals the desperate character alone, bathed in ominous blue light, contemplating the situation. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place. A close-up of a clenched fist shows the character's frustration, and they blame someone named Baek Yu-seol for their troubles. Someone's got a mysterious figure with purple hair and glasses is seen, possibly scheming something as he looks intensely at us. A void-like scene with a foreboding message, "Just wait," sets the tone for what's to come. Amidst a crowd, a young man named Baek Yu-seol stands calmly, seemingly waiting for an important moment. Baek Yu-seol's face is shown up close, revealing his composed demeanor and sharp yellow eyes. The crowd seems to recognize Baek Yu-seol, his name being called out dramatically. The scene shifts to a train moving through a serene landscape, possibly indicating a journey. Inside the train, we see Baek Yu-seol and another character having an intense conversation, with Baek expressing a sense of disappointment. "I thought that if Mason underwent dark demonization at the conference, I'd be able to prevent the 8th episode's calamity. But perhaps it's fate for it to be suppressed until the episode, which is when she was originally supposed to go into a rage. There's no helping it, no need to be rushed. The conference ended safely, and I activated the resentment-filled branch too. The one thing that is bothering me, amidst a crowd of mysterious hooded figures, a familiar face appears, sparking curiosity. A pair of figures stand confidently, their identities hidden, yet their presence commanding. The protagonist sees someone, and despite a mage squad made up of a select few elite members, sounds like the kind of club you want to join if you're into spell slinging and saving the world before breakfast. And standing at the top of the magical food chain is the New Moon Great Tower, the most legendary black magic squad of all time. Forget Hogwarts, these guys are the real deal. These shadowy figures from the New Moon Tower are the ultimate hunters of dark demonic humans and mages. They're like Ghostbusters, but with more flair and magic. Meet the baddest of the bad, the captain of the most elite squad of them all, the 13th Destructive Assassination Corps, Kane. When you're the captain of something with destructive in its name, you know you're not to be messed with. Here we have a mysterious character with long dark hair and a gaze that could probably pierce through walls. Who is he, friend or foe? Only time will tell. Without a sixth sense, this young man wouldn't have noticed the looming threat. Talk about being in tune with the universe. He's putting two and two together, guessing why those dangerous folks were hanging around. And it seems like Professor Maiza might be the reason. Classic case of, I'm sure they came to keep an eye on Professor Maiza. Despite the danger, our young man is looking for a silver lining, hoping for a positive connection. Optimism at its finest, even when surrounded by dangerous magicians. The young man, with a hint of surprise and a dash of confusion, encounters another character. Who knew meetings in mysterious towers could be so awkward? A polite request for some time. Sounds like someone's trying to keep things civil in the magical chaos. The blonde-haired individual, still reeling from the surprise, blurts out a simple, who? The classic response when you're not sure if you're seeing a friend or a foe. With a dramatic swoosh, something's about to go down. The tension is building. A startled young woman with long blonde hair and wide gray eyes peeks out from behind her glasses, clearly caught off guard by something unexpected. The woman utters a confused, huh, followed by an inquisitive, are you, as she tries to comprehend the situation. A dashing gentleman in a white suit and hat makes a suave entrance. He's got that mysterious vibe going on with his hat tipped just so. He's rocking that white suit with double-breasted buttons, looking all kinds of sharp. The man breaks the silence with a courteous grost. It's nice to meet you. His face partially hidden, but his intent clear. With a confident grin, he reveals his identity. President Melian of Star Cloud's trading company. Sounds fancy. The title card for Magic Academy's Genius Blinker pops up, hinting at the magical journey ahead. A cryptic number 54 appears, teasing us with its mysterious significance. As the episodes unfold within the game, the universe in which and as the main character, Flame, became an adult, there were naturally more characters to target. Of them, there is one called the Heart of the Southern Howell Plains, the president of the Star Clouds Trading Company, Melian. Thanks to his trait, Golden Rule's fate, he is the richest person in the world, and despite him being in his 50s and having a daughter, he was popular as a love interest. That's not because he is rich or because he's handsome, but because his daughter, Jeriel, is the villainess. Jeriel, the High Elf, bothers the protagonist all throughout the episode, befitting of her title of villainess. And the furious players tried to figure out a strategy to screw over Jeriel as much as possible. To marry the person who loves Jeriel the most, her father, Melian, and lead their family to bankruptcy. I did expect it, but to think had come personally, the anticipation is real, as someone unexpected makes an entrance. Our character is thinking about the personal visit from someone they'd anticipated. I need to leave a good impression on him during this conversation for the future episodes. The character is strategizing, knowing that this meeting could be crucial for what lies ahead. The room is occupied by a suave gentleman, sitting comfortably in his spotless white suit. He's got this confident grin that says, "I own this place, even if it's just a cozy couch." From a different angle, we see three individuals in this meeting, each bringing their own flair to the table. The air is thick with importance, and you can almost hear the creaking of leather seats. Alchemist Adelicia and the alchemist who didn't reveal his identity, correct? The mysterious gentleman seems to be trying to connect the dots. With a knowing smile, our mysterious gentleman confirms his suspicions. His charm is undeniable, and he's about to drop a question that could change the room's vibe. "Ah, if it's okay with you, can I ask your name?" Smooth as butter, he slides in a request for introductions. It's all about building those connections, right? He already knows, but he sure is smooth with it. "I'm Stella Academy First Year S-Class, Bake You Soul." Our young hero introduces himself with confidence, knowing full well that the gentleman is already in the know. "Oh, a Stella student? Nice to meet you." The gentleman acknowledges Beck Usol's introduction, seemingly impressed by the young talent before him. "The reason I came to see you two." The gentleman begins to reveal the purpose of his visit, and the room's tension spikes with curiosity, was to offer an exclusive contract to Alchemist Atelier. The scene opens with two characters sitting together. The atmosphere is tense as a contract is being offered. The young man, dressed in a sharp suit, looks calm, while the woman beside him, wearing a lab coat and glasses, looks surprised by the situation. The woman is offered great conditions with a contract to read through. Her expression indicates she's both intrigued and cautious. Her eyes widen in disbelief as she reads through the terms. It seems the offer is incredibly lucrative. The shock intensifies as she realizes the enormity of what's being proposed. Her mind races with the possibilities. She can't help but exclaim in surprise. The contract offers unlimited materials and support, along with an amount of money she's never seen before. Her excitement bubbles over as she considers the potential for her inventions with such resources. She's sure that Usol, whoever that might be, will also be thrilled about this. Her anticipation is palpable. But the young man beside her, who we assume is Usol, is left confused, responding with a simple, "Huh?" The young man stands, looking thoughtful, dressed in a formal suit adorned with golden accents. His expression is neutral, possibly contemplating the offer. The woman appears to be processing the information, her face partially obscured as she ponders the situation. The scene unfolds, with someone apologetically asking for more time to think about a decision. The tension is palpable as the character grapples with the weight of the choice. Questions arise about whether the conditions offered aren't satisfactory. The speaker is eager to know what else might be needed, suggesting they are willing to negotiate. A hand gripping a coat signifies the internal struggle and anxiety faced by the character, highlighting the pressure of the situation. The character, clearly flustered, assures that the conditions are more than generous, bordering on excessive. However, there's a catch. The catch being, they need to discuss it with the co-author of a technique. This twist adds a layer of complexity and shows the decision isn't theirs alone to make. Both characters stand side by side, each lost in thought, indicating the gravity of the decision and the partnership involved. The focus shifts to another character who is observing the situation. This character seems to be a bystander, or perhaps someone with a vested interest. An acknowledgement, I see, shows understanding or resignation from the observing character, hinting they might have expected such a response. Finally, we dive into the thoughts of the character in the white coat, who is now contemplating the reality of the co-author's involvement. Their surprise is evident, pondering over the sincerity of the claim. The internal monologue continues, with the character accepting the truth about the co-author, realizing it wasn't just a formality. All right, folks, we're diving into the tale of a teenage genius who's out here solving 300-year-old mysteries like it's no big deal. But hey, he's still in high school, juggling his newfound fame with algebra homework. Our prodigy finds himself in a fancy setting, face-to-face with a smooth-talking gentleman in a sleek suit. The man offers him a contract, and you can practically smell the business jargon from here. Even though our young genius is a whiz at magic and alchemy, business is a whole different beast. As just a kid in a grown-up world, trying to make sense of it all. With papers in hand, our teenage genius gives the contract a good look. He's not just nodding along, he's reading every line like a pro. Surprise, surprise! This kid's not falling for it. He drops the unexpected bombshell. I refuse. Now that's what I call a plot twist. The gentleman's cool demeanor cracks a bit as he hears those two words. Clearly, he wasn't expecting this kid to have such a backbone. With a slightly flustered look, the gentleman tries to maintain his suave appearance. Is he sweating under that cool exterior? Maybe just a little. Our genius is curious. He wants to know why the contract wasn't up to snuff. He's not just a bookworm, he's got questions and isn't afraid to ask them. Realizing he might lose his chance, the gentleman quickly offers to tweak the contract. He's ready to bend over backward to an exclusive contract with the greatest trading company in the world, Star Clouds, is a good thing, but although Melian's business tactics are outstanding, he has a strong tendency not to lose things that are his. If a technique is tied to him, the diversity, individuality, and performance of items will be limited based on what sells well. And due to the exclusive contract, countless mages will not be able to use it, and because the development of the technique will be focused in business, the dark demonic humans will catch up in technical skills. There were many players who chose that kind of route and ended up making lots of money, but they got a bad ending. I don't care about the conditions, I just don't want an exclusive contract. You mean, this technique that combines magic engineering with alchemy will have a huge influence on not just real life. All right, folks, in this dim-lit chamber, we got ourselves a young gentleman dressed to impress, talking about some new wizardry technique. He's got dreams bigger than my appetite for pizza, but surprise, surprise, he needs cash to make it happen. The conversation heats up with our brown-haired friend chiming in about ambition, money, and investors. Turns out, they've been chatting with a whole bunch of investors, including the big boss, President Melian. The negotiations roll on, and our slick-haired dude hints at dropping some conditions, which he actually likes. He wraps up with a fancy offer of luxury goods. Talk about wheeling and dealing, right? The scene unveils a sharply dressed individual whose identity remains a mystery due to the blurred face. The character is sporting a stylish suit with golden accents, giving off vibes of sophistication and authority. The suit's close-up reveals intricate details like golden linings, suggesting this person might be someone of importance or power. It's like a fashion statement that screams, "I'm here to make some moves." A promotional page for Asura scans and kanas, providing information about the creators and translators involved in the manhwa. It's a little break in the action, reminding us of the talented folks bringing this story to life.